Jay, I came across an interview, a portion of an interview with David Banner on a podcast, and they were talking about women. And one of the things he said was is that his advice to women is to stop giving 100% of themselves away. And before the end of the clip, it ended with him also stating that he wants to be with a woman that wants him and not needs him. What's the difference there, and what's your response to that?
I work backwards, I guess. Well, forward with your question, but the that's again, I hate that it's put that it's women, because that's anybody. That's totally anybody. You know, you should want to be with somebody who wants you, not someone who needs you. Because as the needs change, things happen. You know, it's a different feeling when somebody wants you. It's a different feeling. Like, think about somebody who's selling something. You know, when people want to come to your store to buy the things that you have, the experience is different from the person who's selling it and the person who's buying it. It's magic. But the person just coming to get toilet tissue now, that's not going to be because they need toilet tissue. You know, coming to get straight things that they need to use as a utility. That is not, they can come and barely speak to you. They can come to you, they don't have no emotion about it, nothing. I don't know, some of us guys get emotional about our toilet paper. But, you know, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, as you know, when somebody or something, you know, somebody wants something, that's a special situation. Now, in business, you know, I'm a business guy. You want to cater to people's needs, but in relationships, you know, when you're wanted by somebody, the interaction is completely different than when, man, I have to give this type of love or this type of affection to this person because I don't know where I'm gonna stay tomorrow. I have to do this because they pay the bills. I have to do this because the Bible said so. You know, all that stuff, and that's cool. That might be true, but it's gonna be way better if you want to do it. If that's the person that you look across that table, you look across that bedroom, you look when they walk through the door, you like, I want to be with him. I want to be around her. It's a difference, and the person who receiving that understands it. They understand it, and they're like, yo, demanding that I want you to want me. If not, you might as well keep rocks and keep going someplace else. As far as giving your whole 100% to somebody, again, I don't think it's a man or woman thing. I just is a person thing. I think that he's right. I think that that's phases. I think at certain times in the relationship or in the day, you got to be willing and able to give your 100% to a person. But you can't completely do that all the time because you will lose yourself. You will miss out on things. You will grow. And then you might even hate the person for it down the line. You might resent them down the line. Your kids, your spouse, your family members, you know, your parents, all that. You got some people who have literally gave up everything to take care of a parent, you know, and they might be resenting them, you know, because they didn't go out and do everything they were supposed to do. That's tough. That's tough. That's a tough nut to crack. But it's not an excuse. And that's why I said I wish it wasn't about our sisters and understanding it's just a human thing, not just a female thing, because people be looking for that excuse. And a lot of women look for that excuse to say the reason why they don't want to perform at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And why they shouldn't perform at a high level. It's a lot of women, it's a lot of family members, it's a lot of parents who use that, well, I got to have a life of my own. No, we make choices and we got to see things through to the end. So when we have a child, hey, you're raising them from 0 to 18. I believe you never stop raising them or you never stop being there. But that's just his life. It's not a burden. It's not a thing to do. It's a lifestyle. I have 2 kids. So when I go to a basketball game or swim meet, it's a pleasure that I get to do it because that's a part of my life. That's how my life is architected. You know, I'm doing something out of the ordinary. I'm doing something that's taken away from me being who I am. That is who I am. That is me. And so to that father, to that mother who think that that's the case, nah, that's not what that is. So when you got to spend time with your wife or your husband, you chose it. They always say choose wisely, because you got to choose the person that you're willing to, you know, have wipe your behind when you can't do it, and choosing to be able to hang out with when you ain't got no time to hang out with nobody else. And you gotta be choosing the person you willing to wipe day behind too. All of that counts. See, we be thinking about, we choose, on a small scale. We don't think about all of the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm gonna have to grow old with you. You ain't gonna look like this in 20 years. You ain't gonna be like this. You ain't gonna talk like this. You might lose your job, and I'm gonna have to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Now you say I can't go to work and take care of everything. Well, he or she in a wheelchair now. What's the problem? So we always trying to put out these things to give people excuses to supersede excuses that supersede the decisions that we make. It's on us as adults. We make decisions. Nobody holding a gun in your head, and if they are, then that's something different. You ain't make a decision. That wasn't a decision you made. You know what I'm saying? You were forced into doing something. But when you made this decision wholeheartedly, hey, that's what it is. Now, I can't say you can't make another decision 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, and make an adjustment or an amendment, but honor that decision, see it all the way through, try your best to do your portion. And when you've done all you can and you can't go no more, then you can make an adjustment. But a lot of people haven't done all they could do. A lot of people haven't put their all into the decisions that they made with their children, their spouses, their jobs, their career decisions. None of that. It's just soon as it stopped going the way they wanted it to go, now it's a whole problem. And you complain about the time, the energy that's been required for you to put into it. Well, ain't nothing that we do fun all the time. Ain't nothing that we do you're going to be happy about all the time. I told people plenty of times, and I say this more than once, on more than one platform, that the journey, the destination is the shortest part of the journey. So we're trying to get to a place. So finding that special boo thing, okay, you found it. That's it now. Now that's the short part. Now you gotta live with them. Not knowing how to cook, in your phone, all that other stuff like that. Going crazy, stopping you from hanging with her crazy parents, all that. That's the long part. Finding her was cool. You know what I'm saying? Finding him was dope. He had the job, he had all that other stuff. He got a gut now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't fun like he used to be. He don't want to go out to the clubs no more. He ain't just jumping out, beating up on people like he used to for you and showing how masculine he is. You know what I mean? He ain't doing all that. He like, why I gotta do that now? I'm not 20, I'm 40. It's different situations. That's the part that you got to think about. You think about the short-term thing. Again, that's your destination. That destination has to change. Once you get to the destination, now you got to create another one. The beautiful thing is create it with those people, create it with your kids, create it with your spouse, create it with your parents, create it with them, so you guys know y'all going to the same place, y'all taking the same journey, y'all going through the same ups and downs together. That'll make it a whole lot easier. Any journey you take is better when you're going with somebody.